Jim Casbarro, GAFinestHomes Group, and I'm here today to share with you another way you can love where you live. And so today we're going to be sharing with you in our real estate knowledge series more about how foreclosures work, and specifically how do foreclosure auctions work in your local community. Now before we do, we want to share that today's video is actually sponsored by Alan Phillips, the owner of AP Construction and Renovation LLC. And Alan is our preferred contractor, and he can really just do it all. So if you or a neighbor have some work that you want done around your house, Alan can handle anything from handyman fixes to full remodels or additions to your home, and he even owns a roofing company as well. So give Alan a call and go ahead and knock out that next project or your honey to-do list in absolutely no time at all. Okay, so how do foreclosures work? Now that's a question that I've actually had a lot of people ask in the past, and it's especially relevant if you're trying to figure out how to either help the neighbor whose maybe home is looking a little overgrown on the grass, or maybe you're curious to get into real estate investing and want to know how foreclosures are actually purchased and how they work here in your local community in Georgia. And so today we're going to go into more about how the auction side happens once a foreclosure is auctioned out in Georgia. So the first thing to note is in Georgia, it's a non-judicial foreclosure state. So basically what that means is when a home is in the foreclosure process or a seller is delinquent on their payments, the state and the bank who holds the loan on the property, they don't have to go to court to actually go through the foreclosure process. In Georgia, you just basically need to send a notice and market the property in a newspaper or public article for up to 4 weeks. And once you do, if the homeowner hasn't reconciled their delinquent payments or worked it out with the bank at that point, the bank or the lien holder on the property can actually go through with the foreclosure process. Now, we talked about that a little bit in our other video in our real estate knowledge series, where we went through the differences between a short sale leading up to a foreclosure. And so now at this point in today's video, we're assuming that the homeowner didn't remedy any of their delinquent payments or work it out with the bank, and the foreclosure process actually went through. So now the next steps are the bank has a few options. And so it really depends on what kind of loan was on the property. So if it was an FHA loan, or a federally insured loan of some type, whether it's a VA loan or a USDA loan, something that the government usually backs. But normally we see FHA loans, they'll get listed as a foreclosure under HUD. And HUD is pretty much the company that takes most of the FHA loans that go bad in the foreclosure process and tries to resell them back out to the public. But before that happens, the Georgia auction system, that actually occurs where anybody, if you have funds to do so, can go to the courthouse steps where they quote unquote cry the property, basically meaning they read out the details on the property, they read through the legal description, and then they actually put up for auction that property. Now, sometimes properties don't get cried at the county courthouse steps, and the reason behind that is the bank will actually buy back the loan that was delinquent instead of actually having the public being able to bid on it. So that's kind of an unusual process. And so I would really take a look at your local community and come see one in person. It's actually pretty interesting to see how these county foreclosures are run. And so in Georgia, the first Tuesday of every month in your county, the county foreclosures are auctioned off and cried, quote unquote, at the county courthouse steps. So I put a link below on some of the major counties here that you can go take a look at. If you're in Fulton County, that typically has a ton of traffic in this regard. So you'll see all sorts of investors, you'll see big hedge funds companies that are all making cash offers at the foreclosure county steps. So it's a fascinating process. And the reason we bring this up and we want to share this knowledge with you is in order to help really build an area that you love to live in. We want you guys to know that people going through that foreclosure process, they're in a tough spot. And so if you know of anybody or if you see properties in your neighborhood that it's looking a little delinquent. Maybe sometimes this happens a lot too. You'll see a property where the grass is getting severely overgrown, nobody's living there, and you're kind of wondering what's going on with this property. Is it in foreclosure? What's going on with it? So if you see those kind of properties, let me know. We have a network of investors who offer a whole wide array of solutions that could genuinely help people and really take care of the folks that are struggling in our local community, so we can build a better area for us to really enjoy and live in. So if you have any of those properties, just definitely let me know. And if you want to also get interested in real estate investing, this is a great way to source some good deals once the homeowners are essentially out of the picture and the banks are essentially auctioning back to the public in a way that they can purchase those usually discounted properties. So I hope you enjoyed today's real estate knowledge series. Stay tuned for the next one. We're going to delve more into how to become a real estate investor and some things that you can do with little or no money down. So thanks for tuning in, and make it a great rest of your day.